like I'm guessing most people here, I've been to a couple of these kind of master classes. Really liked Louisa's approach. Although I'd done a lot of kind of coaching and sort of work on money otherwise, this was the thing that kind of connected the dots and led to that further success. Got a lot from the community too, so you know, you will meet a lot of like-minded people in there, and already you know, forged some really quite strong relationships there with other members, which has been fantastic. To where I was at versus where I've got to, I'm now consistently having £10,000 months, which is fantastic, and I'm sure Louise is open to having a call with you if you are interested in what else she offers. Just kind of really lean into it and trust your instinct.
A friend recommended that I get in touch with Louisa, so I did this course, this actual course, 6 months ago, and I've been in her group course. And the good news is all of the things we just tested, I tested correctly. So the work has really helped. And what I would say about Louisa's work and Louisa herself is that she has encyclopedic knowledge. It's amazing. The ego and the blocks and the wounds can be very tricky, and they can be very sly, and they hide in corners. But doing the course has helped me shine a light on oh, there that is. Okay, let's deal with that. This has been such a wonderful experience for me, and I just really treasure being in the community, being with Louisa, and being a beneficiary of her good work and her beautiful soul.
I started working on the alignment practice, how much I could feel the energy, and it was something that I'd never felt before. And I was like, you know, always kind of, you know, read The Secret, been into the, you know, the energy, the universe, but this was like, okay, this is another level now. And it was from there I continued with the manifesting practices, and I was living in the energy of how can I grow my business? What is it I need to do next? And I just got this download of, you need to learn to do this for your clients. You need to help your clients align their energy. So I think it's just, you know, being fully supported, the amount of information, you know, is actually on my to-do list to just literally rewatch everything again, because there is so much to take in. Like any kind of study and any work, any self-development, it's like watching a film, isn't it? You don't see everything the first time. Each time something new is discovered. The various courses that or codes, if you like, that we have within the Helix method, so the wealth codes, the self-love codes, and so on, it means I've got an array of kind of, you know, tools to pull from. Just do it. Yeah, just, you know, like I'm a big believer in, you know, we're here, things, you know, land at the right time. So if you're here and you're considering it, then there's a reason for that.
And I can honestly tell you, it's been amazing. My clients were coming that I haven't seen in a long time. I have been getting booked with my online clients as well. And I've gone from $2,100, which is about average over this last year, to over $5,000 in 1 month. 1 month. So I'm pretty damn excited. And then there's been a lot of ego that's come up. And with that, Louisa has helped us soothe the ego, release what is the story or the belief behind it all. So it seems to be an easier process, for which I am very grateful. And if you're thinking about joining the Wealth Portal and you're on the fence and you're not sure, it's the best investment so far that I've done in a long, long time. So I would highly, highly recommend it.
Louisa's client results are the things that really, they speak for themselves. I've learned to give myself permission to pivot, and that business can be fun. I play with my business now, and I need to play. I have a sense of freedom now from working with Louisa, that I can let go of the attachment to numbers. They no longer define how successful I feel. That feeling comes from within. So if you are sitting on the fence, considering investing in yourself by joining Louisa's world, I can only say, just do it.
I decided to embark on the Infinite Prosperity Collective after that. It was a time when I started with both programs, and that I realized that if I wanted to take my business to the next level, the access to an amazing bank of resources. You know, Louisa is extremely generous and has got a lot of resources that she built in our containers, especially in the IPC.
One, it has expanded my business. I met last year's goals back in August, and it's continuing to go from there. I really understood and discovered what resistance felt like in my body. I definitely understand the other side of that, and I now know what alignment feels like, and I understand how much easier it is to bring in the things that you want. What it has also helped me to do is to develop my own fine-tuning skills. And as I move through this program and I feel into the energies that I am actually releasing through each module, what it has allowed for me to do is to feel that in others. And so as an intuitive, I'm now able to transcribe that energy with my clients, which has allowed for them to have even more profound results, which is amazing. I've discovered a community that is so supportive and so loving. The women in this group are amazing, and Lou is amazing.
Say this to you. Nothing has shifted my personal life or the life of my clients faster than working with the amazing set of skills and tools that come with the Helix Method. So if you're looking for something to explore that's going to enhance your practice as well as your personal life and give you a heads up like nothing you've ever seen, my strong recommendation is that you check out the Helix Method.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Let's see who's here. Oh, so good to see you all. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Jacqueline, Kathy, Tina, Alex. You are all here. Welcome, welcome. Who else is here? Chantal's here. Fantastic. Martina's here. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to everyone who's catching the replay as well. How was your weekend? How was Mother's Day? For those of you celebrating Mother's Day, let's hear all the things in the chat. Did you get a nice meal cooked for you? Did anyone else do the washing up instead of you having to do it? Were you on your own, having some peace and quiet? What was happening? Oh, lovely. Cooked a nice meal, beautiful hike to waterfalls. Very special. But it's so lovely to get out in nature, isn't it? Today, we're going to be diving into your wealth activation blueprint. So we want to design your growth from energetic coherence and not hustle. How does that sound? Went to the beach, was treated to drink some pizza. Nice. Barbara, my hubby, and spent one time with my mum. She turned 96 in March. Oh, congratulations to your mummy for turning 96. That's phenomenal. Phenomenal. So special. So special. So we're going to be diving into amplifying your frequency. We want to create a personally aligned plan so that you can create that growth that everyone is looking for here, making that impact that you're looking for here, but through energetic coherence and not through pushing, striving, hustling, all the things. And we're going to answer questions that have come in as well. If you've got any questions that haven't been answered yet, please do pop them in the chat. We'll make sure we get them answered today or tomorrow. And of course, we're going to be doing a live giveaway as well at the end of our time together. That's when you share your takeaways at the end. Your name goes into our draw. I'm just super excited to share that with you. And thank you so much for everyone who's completed our survey. Your name will go into the draw for a one-to-one with me, and we'll draw that tomorrow. And for everybody as well who has been completing, inviting their friends, and their friends have been coming and joining us as well. And we know that you've let them know about us. We will pop your name into the draw for that as well, which is fantastic. So thank you so much for everyone who has been sharing and inviting their friends and loved ones. Alrighty, so I think what would be helpful is, Chantal, if you're able to pop the survey link in the chat, that would be really helpful so that everyone's got an opportunity to grab that link and to complete it. And we will take a moment to set our intentions. So just inviting you just to gift yourself a nice couple of letting go breaths. Take a moment just to come down into your body and consider what your intention is for being here, whether you're live with me or on the replay. Straddling space-time and tuning into the replay. Considering what is your intention for being here, not only for this week, but for your month, for your life, for all of it. How is this moment, this week, going to contribute to the rest of your life, the evolution of your life? And I would love to hear from everyone as well, as you're really allowing yourself just to reconnect in with that intention. On a scale of 1 to 10, how expansive and aligned are you feeling to your intentions right now? Let's see, we've got a 7. Awesome. This has been an energetic reset. Congratulations, everyone who's been staying with me, and you've given yourself this gift. This is your path to breakthrough. Any other numbers coming in, or it's just Kathy? Only Kathy's aligned. Okay, we've got some more coming in. Donna's coming in. Awesome. Anyone else on a scale of 1 to 10? Where are you? Okay, we've got some 7s, we've got some 6s, we've got some 8s. So you want to really think about, what is that gap between where you are now and where you want to be? So this isn't about it being a right or a wrong. It's just kind of a moment in time, a pulse check of where you're feeling energetically at this moment in time. Okay, we've got an 8. And every day this week, we've been building on, using that framework of the 6 energetic blocks so that you can amplify that self-awareness to see like what is really resonating for you in your situation right now. So we can start to uncover the hidden blind spots, because we all have them. They keep us at that same physiological, energetic, and psychological set point that's in line with our current identity. And that's the thing, when we're creating from our subconscious or our conscious mind, there is a lot of efforting. There's more hustle to when we're creating in alignment with all levels of our consciousness, and we're raising our frequency so that we can hear the guidance of our higher self more easily. Has this been resonating? And you can take everything you've learned so far and use this for yourself to be able to move through the arc of wealth consciousness transformation. This is an exciting moment. And for those of you that are ready to come full circle and accelerate your results, then I would love to invite you to come and join us in the Wealth Portal. And perhaps the team, Chantal, if you could pop the link there for those that haven't yet had a look at the Wealth Portal and you're feeling that pull, we would love to have you with us. I would love to continue to support you so you can have complete confidence. You can hit your financial goals as we're healing the nervous system, expanding the default set points, upgrading your identity so that we can normalize the leap, so you can have that highest vibration as you're making decisions about your different paths that you're choosing, options in front of you, team members to hire, all the things. And you'll know exactly how to reset your wealth default set point and calibrate to a new financial goal anytime that you want, regardless of all the stuff that's going on in the world. There's always stuff going on, isn't there? There's always chaos in the collective. Fear-mongering, all the things. And what is ours to do is to take care of our little energy bubble, to heal, to transform, and to show up and serve and lead so that we can contribute to the collective in this way. So inviting you to think about, what's your success story going to look like when you think about, you know, in a year's time, sharing with someone this last year? What's your story? What's going to be included in your story? Let us know in the comments. And to help you to get there, I want to take us through some questions to help you really understand and start to think about what is going to be the right activation plan for you. People have different businesses, there are going to be different things included. So I'm going to dive into this now. And then we'll share that story, and then we're going to dive into some more helixing. How does that sound? It's been wonderful hearing the feedback from everyone saying how they can feel their vibrational shift from helixing when you're doing this daily. Can you start to see how the compound effect starts to kick in? It's so exciting. Alrighty, let me share my screen because I want to take you through these. Who's ready to create their wealth blueprint activation plan? Yes, Tina's ready. Joyce is ready. Awesome. Who else is ready? See, I can see Karen smiling. Fantastic. I'm just moving the screen so I can see all your beautiful faces at the same time. They're going to let me do that. It's only showing me 3 people at a time. Hang on a second. Where is all the lovely faces? Alrighty, there we go. Ah, magic. You all appeared. Welcome, everybody. Alrighty, so I'm going to take you through these slides, and I really want to invite you to just take a moment to contemplate and to notice what are the first thoughts and feelings that come in as you think and consider these. So as you think about the first aspect, of course, we've been talking about which 6 energetic blocks, and I invite you to think about, well, which of these energetic blocks are ready for your focus? So out of the 6 energetic blocks, which ones are showing up most strongly in your results right now and your attention? And it'd be great to know which are the ones that at Resonance Rift. Your soul's got a big plan, Jacqueline. Anyone else with a Resonance Rift, somatic default set points, identity, energetic buffering, strategy, nervous system pinnacle? What's been resonating for you as like, oh my word, that's the thing? And it may be all of them. They are all interconnected. So inviting you to think, how are these blocks affecting your ability to make, receive, or hold money? And if you don't get this sorted, like, what's the potential cost to your income and peace of mind over the next 90 days? Somatic set point, nervous system. Yeah, Nervous system. Okay. So just thinking about, so what's the priority for you as you consider like the nervous system pinnacle, somatic set points, the resonant riffs? What will stay the same and what will be different over the next 90 days? Michelle's saying nervous system. Hi, Michelle. Yeah, nervous system is so key. And that flight, fight response kicks in. We need to be able to hold it all, hold more of absolutely everything. More joy, more expansion, more money, more responsibilities, more commitment, more taxes, more boundaries. There's a lot to this wealth consciousness. Many, many layers. Okay, so the block is keeping from trusting your guidance. Okay. What other clarity is coming through in relation if the block remains? And as you're contemplating and reflecting, inviting you to think about, okay, so what relationships need healing to support your wealth expansion? So just have a look at, are there any relationships that still carry any unspoken resentment, guilt, obligation? And as I shared that, who popped into your mind? Did you pop into your mind? Or was it a relationship with someone else? And how are these energies and aspects of those relationships showing up in your business, in your visibility, or your ability to receive? Mother. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Kathy. Anyone else? Anyone else got the mother? It's affecting the finances, ability to receive and hold the wealth, and ability to show up more. Yeah. And as you think about that relationship, and then how is it impacting all the other aspects of your business? And then what becomes harder to grow or maintain in your business when these relational patterns are just being transferred onto your business? Okay, so we've got father, we've got mother. I'm thinking about how our attachment style is impacting not only our personal relationships, but our relationship with money. That is something that we heal within the wealth portal, just as a heads up. Alrighty. Yeah. Okay. So as you're feeling into this, I'm then inviting you to think about, okay, so what are the actions that are going to then help you to embody that next level? So what is the version of you that's earning your next level of income? What do they believe? What do they decide on? And how are they acting on a daily basis? We want to kind of see what's the difference between them and us in our mind, if that makes sense. And then if we're not doing the thing that we say that they're going to do, why not? What is the story that we're telling ourselves? Does that make sense? Does that resonate? Ah, good catch. Christina's saying my ego's trying to convince me I don't know. How sneaky. So sneaky. And inviting you to contemplate what one uncomfortable but aligned action could you take this week to anchor in this new identity? So that version of you a year from now, who's already smashing it out of the park, launched the program, launched the book, increased their income, doubled their revenue, made that investment, you know, whatever the thing is, launched their Airbnb. I know everyone's got lots of different things going on. What is one thing that you could do that to help take you there? And this feels really important just to reflect that. So as we think about we're bringing our consciousness to a year from now, that version of ourselves who's already smashed it and made the changes. I want you just uncomfortably for a moment, just to go to the version of you that didn't create the results that they wanted. What did they do? Does that make sense? We've got two versions of you. And how does that feel? Just so you can see the difference from the frequency perspective between those different versions. Does that make sense? You know, if this is resonating. And the reason why I'm just inviting you just to explore that is to think about, okay, so what delays or frustrations could have been avoided by allowing yourself to align to the version of you that had the success, whatever it is that you're creating. Let me know, what are some of the actions that are coming through? You're likely to be creating some in your plan now. It's not a secret. Share. Would love to hear. Let us know what's coming through. Is there a difference in the frequency that you feel between the different versions of you? The one that has perhaps stayed experiencing that same loop, Groundhog Day, and then the one that has taken the aligned action and created from an energetic, coherent place. How does the frequency shift feel to you? I love that, Chantal. There's a no secret zone. We're here to support you. Love to support you. And where you're feeling the resistance coming in, let me know in the chat, because this is where I can, you know, help you when I know what's going on for you. Okay, that's awesome, Tina. So the version of you that has smashed it out the park, more solid, more leadership energy. The ego is trying to be strong today. Yeah. Can we helix the ego out of the way? We're going to fixing shortly. Calmer and more confident. Awesome. So we want to bring in those frequencies now, Kathy. It's like feeling calmer and more confident now. We're really embodying it. So here's the thing. How are you practicing and integrating your new wealth identity? So thinking about how consistent are you with aligning your habits and your environment with your future self? Are you consistent, or are you like, do it for 2 days and then forget about it? Something takes you out of the flow. What tends to pull you out of that identity and back into old patterns? Is it something that you see in your environment? Is it the bank account going up and down? What is it that kind of pulls you back? Does that make sense? And so often people will say, like, if there's a pattern going on that they want to change, that it's exhausting, kind of having that Groundhog Day happening again. And so we want to be able to think about and find the driver and the motivation to be committed to showing up for ourselves, being committed to doing the practice, to change the frequency. So just inviting you to contemplate, like, what is that long-term impact? What does the long-term impact have if that just continues? I just want you to kind of future cast and go, okay, actually, if I don't sort this out now, what does that look like in 6 months' time? Is it going to be the same? Is it going to be worse? Is it going to be better? So I'm saying I'm not consistent, even though I do my best. My life is just not flowing as I want it now, but I'm still pushing through. Donna, we want to create some more coherence, so we're letting go of the pushing. How does that resonate? I get what you mean. It's like holding it all together. Does that resonate? Is it like that space of I'm holding it all together and just kind of making my way through it? We want to be able to think about how could it be like I'm not consistent even though I do my best. So how about it could be like I'm doing my best even though I'm not consistent. Every day I'm getting more consistent so that I can create from coherence, not pushing through. Does that resonate? Hmm. So there's so many layers here. So, okay, so we're seeing where the triggers are in our outside environment that then can take us back to those default set points. The to-do list of mine. Yeah. Anyone else got a massive to-do list? Mine's enormous. Yeah. I think it's one of those things, isn't it, that it just doesn't ever end as an entrepreneur, or if you're working for, an employer as well, it's the to-do list is always getting added to. Alrighty. So as you're thinking about this, we know we want to create from energetic coherence. So are your current practices creating measurable energetic shifts in your results? If not, why not? Like, is it that consistency piece that we were talking about? We know everyone here knows that when we're in that coherent state, things are just easier. Life is going to carry on lifing. Stuff is going to carry on happening. We're just able to energetically increase our capacity to hold it all, which means that we're not going to go down that kind of rabbit hole for too long. So just inviting you to think about the resources that you have available, what techniques have moved the needle, what feel like, keeping you stuck. So what everyone's saying. Okay, so we've got some body movement. Awesome. What else is everyone doing? Those of you helixing, are you helixing consistently? Or is this the moment where you confess that you're not? We need that commitment. It's a commitment to yourself, isn't it? And to that future version of yourself who's like, come on already, let's go. Yeah, staying in joy is powerful, and having compassion for when we slip up. It's like we can be all judgy on ourselves if we're inconsistent, but let's have some compassion and move into, okay, even though I've been inconsistent, I'm going to be more consistent now, more consistent. And how fun to see the compound effect kick in for that. Okay, awesome. Alrighty. My next question is you're thinking about what your priorities are over the next 30 to 90 days. Is thinking about what impact are you modeling as a leader? So everyone who is if you're in business, you're a leader. So inviting you to contemplate what energetic signals are you sending to your team members, to your clients or your customers or your audience, whoever your audience is, whether that's business to business, whether you're, leading on social media, whether you're going to business networking events, You know, all the different angles of how we are being visible in front of an audience. And with your team members, where are you asking people to rise and to elevate and to step in, you know, require more of themselves or to contribute more, but you're hesitating on that one? That makes sense? And if you don't have a team, then think about, you know, the self-leadership here. Where are you holding back? Okay, so if you don't have a team, just think about where are you holding back in relation to your self-leadership. And we think of this in relation to our wealth consciousness, you know, what is your energetic standard for your wealth consciousness? And how do you communicate that to yourself and to your business? People having some light bulbs here as they're thinking through these questions. We're going to start doing some helixing shortly. And you may have identified some further things to explore. For me, the big thing is like, why do you want more money? We want to explore you know, let's get behind the numbers. What are you really calling in more wealth for? For freedom. Yes. Travels. Yes. Ah, I know it. Yeah. To be and do what I want when I want. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Adventure, fun, contribution. Definitely. Tina lives in paradise as well. I can literally wave at Tina. Tina's on Nevis. And I'm over here in Antigua at the moment. I think I'm on the side that I could wave at you, Tina. We can't see, it's a bit too far, but we know that we were there waving at each other. And the other question inviting you to think about is like, how will you know that you're creating wealth from alignment rather than fear? Yes. I'm going to have to take a photograph of my view and pop it in the group. It's rather spectacular. With my iPad, because my iPhone died a death on the boat trip on Friday. A big wave splashed it. So how will you know that you're creating wealth from alignment rather than fear? Okay, when things start to align. And you'll feel it in your body as well. We know that we're then making decisions from a place of coherence and trust rather than shoot, I hope this is going to work, all that kind of feeling of contraction. Does that make sense? Where do you feel contraction in your body? Yes, things come easier. Yeah. Solar plexus, head, your tummy. Beautiful. Thank you. It's so interesting, isn't it, to see how everyone's feeling it so differently in their body, the somatic sensations. So what support do you need in place to help you have that clarity and to create energetic coherence so that you've got that consistency? Alrighty. There's a lot of things that I've given you to reflect on here. I would love to know, what are the top 3 actions that you're going to prioritize from the journaling that you've just done in relation to those questions? What are your top 3 actions and commitments you're going to take? Let's see if there's any questions that have come up. One of the questions I wanted to speak to, which comes up all the time. See if there's any. Karen's going, recess helixing. Yes, fantastic. Okay, I can't see any questions, but if they do come up, then do pop them in the chat, and we'll get them answered. Who here has wondered about using energy testing or muscle testing for decision making? I know people always ask me this question. So if you're thinking about it, please promise me that you will go 3 to 5 layers deep and not just ask, should I hire this coach? Should I hire this team member? Should I do this program? Should I do X, Y, Z, whatever the thing is? Because what are you actually measuring with that question? If we haven't cleared the resistance, we're just going to get the response in relation to the current programming. So there's a couple of things here to be mindful of and see if this resonates. So often when we're asking a question, we're actually making a statement because we already know the answer. So there's an element of, should I hire this team member? I should hire this team member? So are we creating a question when actually we want to make a statement and say, I should hire this team member. I should hire this coach, this consultant, whatever it is. And it's because then we've got all this resistance in our energy field that's going to keep wanting to create things the same. That then means we don't ask further questions, or we ask a question in the way that we just ask one question. So this is where if we think, our subconscious is our friend and wants to keep us safe and it wants to keep us, it has 100% success rate in keeping us in alignment with our programming. So we may get a no to hiring that team member or doing the XYZ program or launching the book or whatever it may be, when actually it's in our highest path and purpose to take action on that. Which is why I always say, promise me that you'll go 3 to 5 layers deep so you can get to the root. Does that make sense? So I want to give you some tips in relation to this. I do have a whole protocol around this I give my clients, and I teach and train the Helix Method mentors on, so that people can make aligned decisions from their higher self-guidance and not from their resistance or their contracted state. So if we think of it, every time we're at that point of stepping over that threshold, our monkey mind is going to start screaming at us and start showing us the limiting beliefs and patterns. So we want to pay attention to how the resistance shows up at those moments. I think of these as gifts of insight, because the resistance isn't going to kick up if you're keeping things the same. Does that make sense? So it's kind of good to feel the resistance, because it's like, aha, I'm changing things. So some questions you can ask, you may want to write these down. So the first one is, as you're creating your 3 to 5 questions deep in relation to decision making, whatever the decision you're making is, do I have resistance, i.e. current identity? Do I have resistance to XYZ as the next step? The resistance is protecting a core failure, a core fear. So is it, have I got a fear of failure? Have I got a fear of success? Is there any reversed energy around the thing, XYZ being the next step? Am I holding unresolved trauma related to past financial investments? Because that will create resistance. Is my nervous system in fight or flight about this investment? Is my nervous system in freeze, fawn, or flop about this investment? You see how we're covering a number of the layers of the energetic blocks so that we can identify so we can clear all of that before we even ask the The penultimate question. Is this in my highest path and purpose? So after identifying, like we've been doing this week, where the resistance is showing up, the energy reversals are showing up, we release that. So I'm ready to release this energy reversal, preventing me from XYZ decision making. I release and delete this from all dimensions and levels of consciousness. And then we want to be in the space of being able to make aligned decisions for our highest interest. So allow more success in life. So that would be a good coherent state to get into. I make aligned decisions for my highest interest. I allow more success in my life. I allow this across all dimensions and levels of consciousness. And then ask, is this next step in my highest path and purpose? Does that make sense? That resonate for people? I wanted to speak to that because so many people always ask that question. Oh, this is fantastic, seeing all the action steps that have come in. Okay. Thank you for sharing where the insights are coming through. Yeah. This is deep work. Any other questions? Do pop them in the chat below. Often people will say, well, how can I speed everything up? I want to get results faster. I always think of, if you think about who here would say that they're really good at manifesting the small stuff like parking spaces, and then thinking, well, how can I apply this success to the big stuff? Like you can literally just think parking space and poof, it's there. Yeah. See, manifesting queens. It boils down to becoming an energetic match to that which you desire. And the inner work is what we've been talking about this week. Our identity, who we be, and all those layers that make up our identity, that create the paradigms, the concepts, the beliefs, the emotions, all of that informing our behavior and whether we do or don't take action. But then ultimately, we then experience something in our reality, then that feedback that we receive reinforces our behaviors, and altogether they create our reality. So it's a feedback loop. What we're vibrating out in our human Wi-Fi is ultimately from our identity and our consciousness, and then attracting back to us through our reality. So we want to fully embody our future self-identity and let go of this current version of ourselves that's showing up today. Even though we quite like her or them or him, because they got us here. We need to continue to grow so that we can bring ourselves into resonance with the manifestation that we desire. And we do that through our helixing and action taking. And a great way to kind of really let this land is to think about, if you've seen the tuning fork experiment, and that's simply where you have the two tuning forks that are tuned to the same frequency, and you've got them next door to each other, and you hit one, and then the other tuning fork vibrates as well because it resonates with it, even though you haven't hit it. That makes sense. You think of us as the tuning forks. And it's so interesting because when you see it, when you see the two tuning forks experiment, but you change the frequency of one of them, and you do the same experiment. So you hit this one. So this one's vibrating away, but this one doesn't pick up the sound. It doesn't resonate, so it doesn't make a sound. And for me, I just found that so powerful. So kind of there it is, science around what's happening in a vibrational world, in a world of frequency. So this is why when we're working towards making changes in our life and they haven't happened yet, and we've got these blocks that are kind of lowering our frequency, it's because we're not vibrating at that next level. So we want to get you to be because you're a magnet to what is in resonance with you. So we want think of it as mirrors and magnets, what you're seeing in your reality. So I believe that the most important thing that we can do for ourselves is to create our identities that are going to support us, to clear our energy, our emotions, all the things that are no longer serving us, to have that consistency. so that we can create that compound effect, raise our frequency, and actually experience what we decided to experience. This is the art of energetic intelligence, and it's an absolute must for breaking through upper limits. Let me know what's resonating for you as you're contemplating this. Anyone recognizing that as you commit to something, when the resistance kicks in and it can feel like you're going on an emotional roller coaster, like, what's going on? Alrighty. So we've got some good manifesting queens here. This is fantastic. So we want to apply this skill set and bring you into resonance with what it is that you desire. Alrighty. I would love to bring Matt down for a moment now. So Matt recorded this for us earlier. So I've just got a little short video for him to share his story. And then we're going to do some helixing. So let's take a moment to hear from Matt. Thank you for coming and joining us, Matt.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Do you want to introduce yourself so everyone gets to know who you are, what you do, where in the world you are?
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Matt Appleby. I live in Yorkshire in the UK. I have a couple of businesses, so I run a personal training studio and also I guess you could call it a bit of yoga and sort of healing type modalities is the other thing that I do.
Love it. I love it. Thank you so much for coming to share your experiences with us. So let's start with what was going on before we started to chat about coming and joining us in the Wealth Portal. What was your reason for stepping into the Wealth Portal?
Of course, yeah. So the main reason was I'd already identified I'd got a lot of blocks and stories and things that weren't quite aligned to do with money, shall we say. And my business had kind of reached a bit of a glass ceiling where I sort of hovered around at a certain level of revenue. And no matter what I did, I seemed to kind of keep hitting that ceiling. And, you know, like I'm guessing most people here, I've been to a couple of these kind of master classes. Really liked Louisa's approach. Although I'd done a lot of kind of coaching and sort of work on money otherwise, this was the thing that kind of connected the dots and led to that further success.
Hooray! So excited to hear. So I think it'd be helpful for people to hear what your experience is in terms of what's been most helpful, experience of the community, and if you're up for sharing some of your wins, all of that good stuff.
Yeah. So I've found having that regular container, so it's, you know, there are similarities with what Louise is offering here. Of course, it's a bit different when it's in a kind of a more structured group. But having that regular touch point, there's a wealth of materials to work through and sort of go out and under your own steam. I've got a lot from the community too, so you know you will meet a lot of like-minded people in there, and already you know forged some really quite strong relationships there with other members, which has been fantastic. So you know potential for future collaborations and things like that. So compared to where I was at versus where I've got to, I'm now consistently having £10,000 months, which is fantastic, and I'd never got on there before, and you know, like I was saying, just kept hitting a ceiling at around about 8, and then yeah.
Get past that amount.
So that's fantastic. I've also sort of created more space to create more in my other business too, and starting to move that forward, because that one's more of a bit of a passion project, I guess. It's always something that has been on a bit of a back burner, and I'm sure some of you can relate to that too. So starting to bring that out more prominently and create some things of real value there too.
Oh, I love it. This is so awesome. So, so awesome. Well, congratulations on hitting your intention, smashing it out of the park. This is so exciting, and that, you know, growth continues from here. I guess before we wrap up, what might be helpful as well is if you were talking to someone who might be thinking about working with us in the Wealth Portal, one of our programs, would you have any advice for them as they're in that decision-making mode?
Yeah, I would just say kind of go with what you learn in today's workshop if it's your first. If it's not your first, then it's, you know, a repeat visit. Ask yourself why you're here again, first of all. There'll be some curiosity there. I'm sure Louise is open to having a call with you if you are interested in what else she offers. Just kind of really lean into it and trust your instinct, whatever that may be. Yeah, something else that's just cropped up that I'll share is that, and Louise will probably laugh about this, when we first started working together, I had a lot of resistance to even sort of talking about figures and money, and that relationship's gotten easier. But yeah, that was a big part of my kind of story and conditioning, that I didn't want to talk in real terms like that. It's like, let's pretend that the figures don't matter. But now I absolutely realize that they do matter. So yeah, that's been
huge.
Thank you so much, Matt. Give Matt big love for coming on and sharing his story. It's so beautiful to witness him and to celebrate with him. Alrighty. So before we segue into Helix Inc., which I know you're really excited about, just want to make sure that we've got the link there for those of you that are ready to step into the Wealth Portal. DM me, let me know that you're coming in so I can celebrate with you. So excited to continue to create the momentum that we've just started this week. And if you've got any questions about you want to talk about, you know, the other programs, there's a number of different ways that we can work together, then do just reach out and we'll take it from there. Alrighty, who's up for some helixing? Let me know. Yeah, yes, we are. We're ready to go. Alrighty, fantastic. So I'm going to guide you through the higher self invocation. Then I'm going to create some space. You can do some muscle testing. I've got 5 questions for you to check in on. I know those of you that have been chatting in DMs and on the energetic alignment audits, I've given you some specific things to focus on that are relevant for you. So this is the moment to tune into those things. And then we're going to do some decoding and bringing you into alignment, living in the energy of the question. And then we will be wrapping up for today. And we'll be doing the draw before we wrap up. You'll be able to have the opportunity to win a healing space time in the Akashic Records, which I'm very excited about. Alrighty, who is ready to do the higher self invocation? So inviting you just to bring your awareness to your body and then to your head and then to your soul star chakra about 18 inches above your head. I'm inviting you now to start to increase your life force energy by breathing in for 4, holding for 4 and breathing out for 8, and to do this 3 times. Setting the intention to align your levels of consciousness, affirming to yourself, speaking to all levels of my consciousness, I intend that in the name of divine truth, love and light, let all information come from my higher self and be in alignment with my divine truth, my highest good and the highest good of all. I am creating a clear channel of communication and manifestation between my subconscious, conscious, and higher self, so that they are 100% connected and in perfect alignment, and all working towards my highest path and purpose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then from this place, I'm inviting you to stand up now so you can do the sway technique. Remembering a forward sway is typically a yes, a backward sway is typically a no. And if you go round and round in circles, that is likely to be an energy reversal. So pay attention to the somatic responses that your body gives you as you do these. So the first one is, I have capacity for more sales. So just seeing if you get a yes or a no for that. I have capacity for more clients. We're testing the two. I have an energy reversal to do with clients paying me. That can be helpful if you've got clients that are slow to pay, defaulted, or you're fearful of that because of something that's happened. I believe it's challenging to consistently have X, Y, Z, whatever it is, desired cash months. So your 10K cash months, your 100K cash months, and everything in between and beyond, whatever it is for you with your level of business. And then the final one is, I'm the kind of person who has rapid results. Do you believe you can create things rapidly? Or does it have to take time? You're just tuning in to see what you notice and what comes up. Alrighty. Everyone got their ones. Let me know in the chat what you got yes to, what you got no to, what are all the things. Okay, so some reversals. Okay, we've got you covered. This is all good. Alrighty. So we're going to be doing our releasing statement. So remembering, when we're releasing a belief, we're holding CB17. When we are releasing an energy reversal, we're doing the karate chop. We say our phrase once out loud and then twice internally. Okay. And I'm going to do the first releasing phrase for you so you can follow along. For those of you that just joined us, you might be like, why? That sentence makes no sense. I'm ready to release my capacity for more sales. No. So just as a reminder, many people's subconscious doesn't hear not or don't. And so what we're doing is, instead of saying, I'm ready to release, I don't have capacity for more sales, we're releasing it as exactly what happened, the phrase, and then the body's response, because the subconscious will hear that. Alrighty, so let's do the first one together. Then I'll just create a little bit of space. You can do another one. And if I'm doing the example that you don't have, then just swap out my language for the one that you do have. Alrighty, so just taking a nice deep breath, breathing in for 4. Breathing out for 4. Out loud, I'm ready to release. My capacity for more sales, no. I release and delete this from all dimensions and levels of consciousness. Just taking a nice deep breath in for 4. Out for 4. Holding CB17. And then repeating internally. I'm ready to release. My capacity for more sales, no. I release and delete this from all dimensions and levels of consciousness. Just taking a nice deep breath in and out. I'm ready to release. My capacity for more sales, no. I release and delete this from all dimensions and levels of consciousness. Beautiful. Inviting you to do another one if you have another one to do. I'll just pop some music on for a minute. So remember saying it out loud once, twice internally, just really paying attention to the somatic responses that you have as you do this. Beautiful, beautiful. Alrighty. Let's come back together now. We're going to shift gears a little bit and move into creating that aligned coherence. So just make a note of where you got up to. Oh, beautiful. And we're going to take a moment to create that line coherence now. I can hear a fly buzzing around my head. Go away. It got caught in my hair there. Fly health and safety. Alrighty, so creating that aligned coherence. So inviting you to start to bring your heart into coherence. So we're going to be breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4, while focusing on your heart and filling up your heart with more and more love. And then we're going to be imprinting the following phrases. Awesome. So breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4. I love, I love, I love. And from this space, inviting you to silently repeat, I value my value, I value my value. And to do this for 30 seconds, and I'll give you a heads up when to change. Beautiful. Moving on to the next one. I am in a sales soar. I am in a sales soar. And moving on to the third one. I'm expanding my capacity to have more sales. I'm expanding my capacity to have more sales. Moving on to the next one. I'm the kind of person who has your desired cash months. I'm the kind of person who has 10K, 20K, 50K, 100K cash month. Beautiful. Moving on to the final one. I'm the kind of person who has rapid results. I'm the kind of person who has rapid results. Beautiful. And from this space, shifting gears a little bit, inviting you to bring into your mind's eye just like a mini visualization as you start to see your ideal clients or customers stepping forward and saying yes to themselves. So are they saying, I'm in? Are they making a payment via PayPal? Or do they hand over their credit card to you? Do they pay an invoice? How do you see your ideal clients coming forward and saying yes? Beautiful, beautiful. And from this place, inviting you just to pose the question. So we're living in the energy of the question. Why do large sums of money come to me so easily and effortlessly? Remembering we're not trying to consciously answer it, we're giving it to the universe to answer. Why do large sums of money come to me so easily and effortlessly? Notice what you notice, what ideas, thoughts come to you in this now moment. And also know that you've activated the frequency, the ideas may come to you later when you're doing something a little bit more kind of day to day. Washing up, showering, driving a car, all the things. And my invitation is to take one of these ideas that's coming to you and to take action on it today and to reach out to 5 people. Now, we talked about this on one of the previous calls about the amount of resistance that's coming up from reaching out to people. So if you're still feeling that, then really lean into what is the resistance there? Resistance to having more sales, resistance to reaching out and seeing how someone's doing. This isn't about forcing someone to buy something from you that they don't want to buy. This is about having genuine conversations. Maybe you're supposed to introduce somebody to someone. Maybe you're just going to have a really lovely catch up. Maybe someone's going to say, oh my word, I've been thinking about you. Have you got any capacity? I would love to work with you. And you'll be doing them a service because, of course, if you're fully booked and you didn't reach out and then they try and reach out to you and you're already fully booked, then they can't get in. Alrighty. How's everybody doing? See where everybody's at. How's everyone feeling after that little bit of helixing that we did there together? You feeling good? I would love to know what your takeaway is. remember we are doing a draw for the healing space-time in the Akashic Records. So often our relationship with money gets transposed onto time. So this is a huge one. So we want to heal that. This is a digital product. You get a 2-hour Akashic Record portal that I will take you through. Collapsing past lives, timelines, societal, cultural imprinting, all the things. We're going to let go of roller coaster months. Who's up for that? Alrighty, let's see who we got here. There's loads of hands raised. Baby. Alrighty, so let's see the takeaways. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Right, I'm just doing some counting to see who's the takeaway. Yes. Okay. Alrighty. I can see who the winner is. The winner is, are you ready for this? Who's manifesting it in their mind right now? It's me. The winner is Taruna Chauhan. Congratulations, Taruna. You have won Healing Space Time in the Akashic Records. I please hope I have pronounced your surname correctly. Correct me if I have got it wrong. Huge, huge congratulations. So the team will be in touch to give you your healing space time in the Akashic Records. Congratulations, it's so exciting. Alrighty, and who am I going to see tomorrow? Let me know. I would love to see who am I going to see live tomorrow. Yeah, we got some yeses. Fantastic. So good to see you all here. Thank you so much for joining us. And any questions, please do use the Facebook group to pop your questions in there. We'll be back tomorrow, diving into all the things. Chantal's put the link for the wealth portal. Just as a reminder, as a heads up, that the special savings for the wealth portal expire tomorrow. So if you've been teetering on the fence and you'd like some support and kind of helping to think through, we're here to help you make an aligned decision either way. And we've the other special offer that we have when you pay in full by tomorrow, then you get the special bonus for the group activation for the Wealth Ascension in the Akashic Records as well. So super excited. So yeah, any questions, please do let us know. We're here to help you. And I will see you all tomorrow. Sending you loads and loads of love. Take care. We'll leave the room open for a second so you can grab all the links.